Hi folks, welcome back to the Horde. So read the time and date and all that kind of stuff. And what's today? Tuesday. And today's shout out. I might have already given this shout out, but I'm going to give it again because the guy does nice work. Rusty Glove Box. Go check him out. Rusty does a lot of interesting stuff. He took an old compressor, started turning it into, as a matter of fact, I think he got it running. Started turning an old compressor into a gasoline engine. It's obviously a model, but I mean, he did the Governor with weights, the whole bit. He's got this generator project he's working on now. Rusty does a lot of good stuff. He hails out of Texas. You know, what he builds, he builds well. As an example, I was watching one of his videos last night. He put a muffler on a generator, and most of us go, oh yeah, big deal, he put a car muffler on a generator. But he wrapped it with header wrap so that you don't have this massive car muffler that as you're going by the generator that, you know, takes off, you know, the flesh from your arm or the flesh from your cheek when you brush into it. By putting the manifold wrap around it, he managed to cut down the amount of area that you could get burned by. So you say, well, that's good for him. Actually, it's good for anybody who is building something and you're saying to yourself, boy, that's a big hot area. What could I do to reduce the possibility of getting burned? Manifold wrap. I mean, it's just clever. There's a lot of good stuff out there, guys. It's a matter of watching it and learning it and, you know, and saying thank you to some of these guys who go through the trouble of doing these videos and publishing it. It's always good to subscribe. It's always good to comment so that we know somebody's out there watching these things that we're doing. And, you know, just go check out Rusty Glove Box. If this is your second one, Rusty, sorry about that. That'll just get more people looking at you. All right, about this thing. I drained the oil, and I really didn't see anything horrible in here. It's not milky or anything. No metal particles. The pan wasn't absolutely spotless when I dumped the oil in there. So that might be some of the lumps you see. But once again, there was no metal, no filings, nothing like that. It was ripe for an oil change, obviously. I smashed the carb on here. A new one. I got the choke closed. Obviously, I'm using my portable CDI box. I put oil in it. It took the major part of a quart. I put the exhaust system on it because I wanted to hear if there was anything bad going on, like, you know, clickety clunk, bangity bang, any of that stuff. The way you use the portable CDI box, you turn it on. By the way, all I have to do with the portable CDI box is hook the red wire to, this is the pulsar, right? Blue and white. Black wire to ground, the other black wire I hooked to the head right there, and that's all there is to it. I got this hooked to the starter. Now I got to try to do two things at once. Here, let me just click this a couple of times. Maybe that'll put some gas into it. Alright, got to put down the camera. I'm sorry, guys. Okay, it's probably about out of gas. What do I like? I'm not seeing a load of smoke come out of here. So that's a good thing. She really doesn't smoke. She seems to sound pretty good. That's positive. I don't hear any bad sounds up on top. She's not dripping oil out of anything. This gear turns, right? So that's a good thing. I'm thinking I might have a runner here. I guess let's talk about this thing from the beginning. It came with that red body. I bought it from a friend of mine at a car show. He said he used it for his kid and the starter went bad. I don't know if he bought it with a bad starter and it sat around and it got some rust in the head, or if he bought it and he went to fire it up and because of the rust in the head he killed the starter. I'm not quite sure what the story is. It does have a cracked frame. Had a cracked frame. Somebody welded it up. This is very common for these, especially if somebody my size tries to ride them. I didn't notice that when I bought it. If I noticed it, I probably would have been a little tougher on him with the price. I kind of knew the guy, and I more or less, I think I gave him $150 for this, $1 1/4, $150, something like that. So let's call it $150 just for a number. I put a carburetor on it, which is like a $25 bill, and a starter, which is like another $25 bill, and it needs a battery if that's how I'm going to run it, which is yet another $30. So I have into this rat 230. I'm on my way to 250. And what else is wrong with it? I don't know if you guys could see this, but this is bent pretty good right there. Right? You see the angle, it's pulled backwards, it's pulled that way. So that kind of needs to be straightened, and I think when I straighten it, it might break. Which obviously won't be too cool. Maybe I can straighten it. I can kind of pry on it gently. I'm going to give it a shot. When I have it on the floor, I'll put my weight against the bumper. It actually needs to come. If you look at it this way, you could see it's also. So it needs to come this way and back toward me. So I'll gently pull on it. If it snaps, I could. This looks like pretty standard pipe. I can replace that. That'll get the steering back to fix. So I have $250 into this. It's not free. So, and how much time do I have into it? I probably have major part of 10 hours, give or take a couple. 10, 12, 8, 10, 12, something like that. Brakes still don't work either, I don't think. Right, I think we tried these already and they were crap. Not that I'm a big believer in brakes, but if I have a kid the right size to ride this thing, I'm probably going to want brakes on it. So generally speaking, does it pay to buy these? That's a tough question. What am I going to do with it? Probably I'm going to end up, I'm probably going to slam my 125cc ATV engine on this thing just to get it moving and running and driving and so forth. Because I mean the engine, not the bike. Obviously the bike will move. So I'm probably going to do that, and I'm probably going to take this engine off and put it on the Cushman. I think that'll be a a cool thing, having this on the 48 Cushman. A lot of times they taper these axles and this, so I'm not sure if I'm gonna, well, I'm gonna borrow the engine to start with, right? I'm gonna steal the engine and get that on the Cushman. On the I'll put my, I'm gonna finish putting it together, take it for a ride, obviously, right? Gotta do that, right? You don't get a bike and not put it together and not ride it. Then I'm probably going to pull that engine off, put it aside for the Cushman, take my engine, that China engine I bought, the 125, with the 3-speed in reverse, 4-speed in reverse, whatever it is. I'm probably going to slam that on this thing to be a test bed just to try it out. And that'll make this thing an interesting toy, perhaps even a dangerous toy. So that'll be what I do to get that engine running and see what it's like. And this one will go over to the Cushman. Though I think as I was looking at it from a parts point of view, I was looking at it and I said, well, you know, the tires aren't great, but they're holding air. The body isn't great, but it's not too bad, and it was better before. I don't know. Before you guys consider buying these things, just be aware that they could be a lot of work. Just be aware that the parts are not for free. I mean, even though I didn't have to put anything into the engine, right? When you're looking at $25 for the carburetor, $25 for the starter, give or take a little bit, and another $30 for the battery, right? And if you get done with some details, you know, once again, I'm gonna have $250 into this. Was it worth $250? I'm sure you guys will let me know. Folks, I want to thank you all for watching and commenting and subscribing. Go check out my man Rusty Glove Box. He does some real good stuff. Go check him out. He does some real nice work. So go see what he does. Folks, remember to keep your feet down, keep your head up, and remember to get out there and enjoy all your days. For us on the East Coast, we got some snow coming. I think it's gonna hit my man Roger O'Connor, the man from New Jersey. I think down south you guys are gonna get smashed worse than we are up here, so be careful. Anyway, take care now, folks. Bye.